Jail, what is he booked as?
Booked in as Jesse Lee James Deutsch Jr. III, who was the chase that I was sent on. I'm a law officer.
All right, Mr. Deutsch, let me explain. Your charge was one count of shoplifting from September 2nd of 2024. I'm actually going to release you, sir. You will need to appear in Sahuarita October 1st at 8:30 a.m. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrests, and don't go back to that store location at 18680 South Nogales Highway. Thank you, sir. Have a good evening. You're excused.
Excuse me.
I think just one here. Thank you. Hey there, Monique.
Hello.
Hi, nice to see ya.
Yeah. What are we doing here on Labor Day?
I know, exactly.
It's all right.
It's a pleasant surprise to see you.
Oh, yeah, I'm still doing these.
Yeah.
So, and I'll be back at it tomorrow, and so we'll see you.
Yes.
See you in the judicial system.
I'm going to see you this week, but is Walt still in trial?
He is not. His mother had surgery, and so they rescheduled it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, she's at home now, but it was 4 days in the hospital.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, a pacemaker.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I miss seeing you guys.
Yes, it's been a busy week.
I love your pearls, and you just look magnificent for jail. For a Labor Day holiday. They're at the jail. What is your full name, please?
It's Alan Swift.
Mr. Swift, looks like you had a warrant for your arrest out of justice court for a shoplifting, drug paraphernalia case, and a criminal trespass charge from January 30th of 2024. I am going to quash the warrant, sir. Sir, you've got to appear in court to resolve these cases. I'm going to give you a chance to appear on your own. I'm going to quash the warrant. Your next court date is in justice court, October 2nd at 8:30 a.m. I actually see that you have a hold on you, so I'll let justice court know that you have that felony hold. You also had 2 cases in city court, 2 separate drug paraphernalia charges. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Set your next court date in city court, October 8th at 2 o'clock. And I'll let city court know that you're currently in custody on a felony matter. You are excused, sir.
Same shit. Yes.
I'm going to burn this mouth on my way over here. Bitch ass motherfucker.
What is your full name, sir?
Adam Vicente Argudo.
All right, hold on a second. Looks like you're charged with 1 count of domestic violence disorderly conduct and a domestic violence assault, which is a class 3 misdemeanor. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Hold on a second. So, Mr. Argudo, you,
Yes, ma'am.
Tucson Services did a background check, and they have determined your level 4 risk assessment due to the fact that you have 606 on the criminal activity scale and a 606 on a failure to appear scale, which means you've had failures to appear. Looks like you have 4 pending cases in city court. I'm gonna set your bond on this case at $1,000. Appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. You're not allowed to have any contact with your brother. Don't go to where he lives. Don't call him. Don't see him. Your next court date is going to be in city court, September 12th, 2024 at 1:45 PM. And your attorney will be in touch with you at the Pima County Jail.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I actually went to court the last time that they let me out, and I promised to go to court this time.
Too many pending cases, and so you'll see your attorney, and your attorney can file a motion for your release. You are excused. Thank you. What is your full name, sir?
Garcia.
Garcia, you had 4 cases and warrant status out of Tucson City Court. Looks like the warrant went out for you February 26, 2024. Been making your court dates. Your bond is set at $2,499 cash. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. September 11th at 1:30 PM is your video review hearing. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your full name, sir?
Molan Alexandro.
What's your first name?
Alexandro.
Okay, do you have a middle name, sir? Do you have a middle name?
No, ma'am.
Okay, looks like you're charged with criminal trespass in the first degree and drug paraphernalia possession. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty, and I'm going to release you, sir, but you can't go back to that trailer park at 418 West. Actually,
No,
let's see, hold on a second. Looks like the trailer park's at 3525 South 8th Avenue. Don't go back to that location. Do you understand?
yeah. I was just asking for Ryan. The girl supposedly lived right there, but
I don't need to really know the facts. Just don't go back. I'm releasing you, okay? Your next court date's gonna be in city court, October 3rd at 2:00 PM. Make sure you appear. If not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
What is your full name, please?
My name is Travis Starr.
Mr. Story, you're charged with criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I'm going to release you, sir. Don't go back to 7078 East Speedway. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The next court date is going to be in city court, October 9th at 2:00 PM. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are
Yes, ma'am.
you're excused. Thank you.
All right. You have a good day, ma'am.
You too. Let me have that case. He's got a felony. Shoot. City PDs.
Judge, I'm sorry, defendant, judicial services. Okay.
What is your
This
full name?
is the services, this is the judge.
What-
Hello, Your Honor.
Hi, what is your full name, please?
Jacqueline Allan.
Okay, Miss Allen, looks like you have a new charge for a felony for criminal trespass in the first degree. It's class 6
It's a felony?
felony. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty, let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent and to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. Miss Allen, the prosecutor's office is okay with your release to the supervision of pretrial services. I'm going to follow that recommendation and release you to their supervision. You must comply with any monitor treatment as directed by pretrial services. You are not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. Don't go back to that house location. Do you understand?
Absolutely, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. September 23rd is your preliminary hearing at 1:30. Stay in touch with your attorney. You also had 2 warrants. One case is out of justice court for a shoplifting case and criminal trespass charge. That case is from June 21st of 2024. I am going to quash the warrant. I'm going to release you. Don't make sure you appear in justice court October 2nd at 8:30 a.m. And then, Miss Allen, you have 2 cases in my court and city court. I'm Judge Hale. I'm going to give you a chance to be released on this shoplifting and criminal trespass case. Make sure you appear in city court October 3rd at 2:00 p.m. If you don't appear, I'm going to issue warrants for your arrest. Do you understand?
You said October 3rd twice, one at 1:30 in a different court and then one at 2.
One
No,
is-
she didn't. September 23rd is
Yeah.
1:30.
Yeah.
October 2nd is 8:30.
Oh, and then October 3rd.
2:00.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
This way. So.
What is your full name, please?
Harley Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, you were arrested for charges of unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. The state at this time has made a decision to dismiss your case without prejudice. I am dismissing your case without prejudice, so you will be released on this case, and you still have that felony hold on you, so you're not going anywhere. But for this case, it's dismissed. Thank you. You're excused.
Crawford.
What is your full name, sir?
Michael Crawford,
I'm sorry, what was your first name, please?
Michael,
Your middle name, sir?
David,
All right, and your last name was Crawford. You looks like you're charged with aggravated assault on a peace officer. I am going to enter a plea of not guilty. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearings. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. County attorney?
Judge, we're asking for a $2,500 bond, given that he has 5 prior felony convictions. He has 3 pending misdemeanor cases right now with warrants in those. He is facing mandatory prison time if convicted. He has a history of failing to appear with a score of 6 out of 6 on both the FTA and NCA scale, and he has an active NVCA flag. So for those reasons, Judge, we are asking for the $2,500 bond.
Defense counsel.
Your Honor, although we note that he does have some priors, the last matter he completed in 2021 and hasn't had any felonies since then, and that's been 3 years. So we'd ask you to please take that into consideration, and we are asking for release to pretrial services without any additional financial element. Mr. Crawford is not got $2,500. He wishes he did. Certainly, we're asking that you give him an opportunity to take care of this matter out of custody, and he will check into pretrial.
Mr. Crawford, your bond set at $2,500 plus release of pretrial services. If you're able to post that bond, you must comply with any monitor treatment as directed by pretrial services. The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set for September 12th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. You also, Mr. Crawford, had 3 cases in warrant status out of city court for various charges involving failure to comply with a court order, an assault, criminal trespass, resisting arrest case, a criminal trespass, resisting arrest case. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash those warrants. I will release you on the misdemeanor cases. Your next court date in city court, September 12th, 2024 at 1:45 p.m. And I'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. Your attorneys will be in touch with you soon, Mr. Crawford. Thank you. You're excused.
On your information, and you don't have to take it, but it's there for you if you want it. But you're held on a $2,500.
I'm gonna get that off there.
That's up to you. You'll have to talk to your attorney at the public defender. The number is here. And it'll be on your other paperwork if you don't want to take this. But this has your court dates.
All right, so this one.
I don't want to take that.
Then don't leave it on the table and then we'll throw it away.
This one.
Harris.
The judge is right there.
What is your full name, sir?
What's my name? Masai Harris.
What is your middle name, sir?
Masai, MWASI. MWASI.
Thank you, sir. Looks like you're charged with 1 count of domestic violence, aggravated assault. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney?
We're asking for a $30,000 bond given the nature of the offense. This is a strangulation case. The lethality risk associated with strangulation is extremely high. Additionally, the pretrial services had attempted to reach the named victim, but were unable to do so to gather his input on release conditions. And pretrial services also noted that they were not able to find housing confirmed separate from the victim. So for those reasons, we're asking for the $30,000 bond.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, clearly this isn't a lethality case. Nobody died. So we are asking you to please note that Mr. Harris has no felony history and no misdemeanor history. He does have 18 years in this community and will appear for all of his future court dates. And although they weren't able to reach the alleged victim in the matter, Mr. Harris will do whatever it takes to stay away from that person as ordered by the court and will follow through with any court orders. We are asking that he be released to pretrial services, please. And $30,000 is understandable from the state, but that is far more funds than Mr. Harris has. If you feel a financial element needs to be included, we ask that it be no more than $1,000.
Mr. Harris, your bond set at $15,000. No contact with the victim. Don't call the person, text the person, don't social media the person. If you were to get out of custody, you cannot go to where that person lives or works, commit no further acts of domestic violence, possess no firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set September 12th at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you. 15,000. What is your full name, sir?
Luis Hidalgo.
What is your middle name, please?
Pablo.
All right, looks like you were arrested for charges involving unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. The state has made a decision at this time to dismiss your case. So I am dismissing your case without prejudice. That means that there's a possibility that the state could refile this case at some later point. If you get a summons in the mail to appear, it may be because the state refiled this case, but for now you'll be released on this case. Mr. Hidalgo, you also had several cases in warrant status out of city court on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases for various charges involving drug paraphernalia possession, criminal trespass, resisting arrest, false reporting, new charges of criminal trespass, removing a shopping cart from the premises of the business. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Quash those warrants, set your bond at $1,000. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Your next court date in city court is going to be September 10th at 1:45 p.m. You are excused, sir. Thank you.
Hold on. Yes, $1,000 bond, city public defender, you do have an attorney, and then that's your court date for your city court. Your felony is dismissed. Okay.
Sorry.
What is your full name, please?
Alexandro McElhenney.
Mr. McElhenney, looks like you're charged with burglary third degree, unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney?
Judge, we're asking for $1,000 bond with pretrial services if he posts that, given that he has 3 prior felony convictions on the NCA and FTA. He has a 5 out of 6, and his last sentence ended less than 2 weeks ago.
Defense counsel.
Your Honor, we would just ask that you allow it to be just a straightforward release to pretrial services without any additional financial element. Yes, he does have the priors. Yes, the information the state has provided is there, but he completed his sentences and he has paid for those offenses. And so we're asking that you give him a fresh slate on this matter and note that he's been in the community for 9 years and does have the ability to get to court and will come to his future court dates.
Mr. McElhenney, your bond is set at $1,000 plus release of pretrial services. You must comply with any monitor treatment they recommend. If you're able to post that bond, you cannot have any contact with the victim, possess no alcohol, don't take any illegal drugs. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. September 12th at 1:30 is your preliminary hearing. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
You just got that seven. It's still pretty. Looking at your arm. Yeah. Okay. That's recent. That's pretty.
Good evening. What is your full name, please?
Shana Rango.
You are charged with 1 count of unlawful use of means of transportation. It's a class 5 felony. You also have some misdemeanor charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, domestic violence assault, domestic violence preventing use of a telephone. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty to all the charges. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent and to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you. Ms. Rango, the prosecutor's office is okay with your release to the supervision of pretrial services. I will follow that recommendation and release you to their supervision. You must comply with any monitor treatment as directed by pretrial services. While you're on release status, you are not allowed to have any contact with your grandma. Don't call her, don't see her, don't text her, don't go to her residence location. Stay away from her. Do not drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. Possess no firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. September 23rd, 2024 at 1:30 is your preliminary hearing. You are excused. Thank you.
Judge, I'm sorry, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Given the information in the pretrial services write-up, can there be contact with her grandmother if her grandmother chooses? Based on that information, she says she would like to have continued contact.
No, I'm not. She can talk to her attorney about that, who can file a motion with the next judge.
So
Thank
the
you.
attorney's not in there. Let us call after 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And
So call after tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I get really, and,
You're released tonight.
oh, okay, thank you.
See my family ghost right there on the wall? Did you see them? They even showed the picture that fucking killed him.
It's the judge.
I'm sorry.
What is
alright.
your full name, please, sir?
Jacob Solis.
What's your middle name, sir?
Carbajal.
You are charged with 1 count of aggravated domestic violence. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney?
Judge, we're asking for a $15,000 bond, given the nature of the offense, where he was at the victim's house for over 3 hours, almost close to 4 hours. He is on probation in 2 misdemeanor domestic violence cases involving a different victim, and he has warrants out in those 2 cases. He has prior felony convictions, an active NVCA flag, a history of failing to appear. So given all of those reasons, Judge, we are asking for the bond. We do know that this victim does not object to his release. The victim does not want further contact, but however, given his history, we are asking that he be held.
Defense counsel.
Judge, we would just ask that you note that his last felony matter was over 14 years ago in 2010, 23. So, but in 2010 it was completed. And ultimately, I recognize there's the misdemeanor that is active. However, we are asking that Mr. Solis be released to pretrial services and allowed opportunity to take care of this matter out of custody.
Mr. Solis, your bond is set at $10,000. No contact with the victim. Don't go back to that residence or work location. Commit no further acts of domestic violence. Possess no firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set September 12th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Your Honor, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Please, as a prosecutor, there was an incident that happened at that whole complex, at the Sienna Ridge complex, Craig Crawford 22nd. Yes, thank you. Something happened there. I want to know what happened, because
Okay.
a lot of my family members are dead now, and I want to know what's going on.
Talk to your attorney about it.
I need to know.
Mr. Solis, you also had 2 cases out of justice court. I'm going to quash the warrants, release you November 1st at 10 a.m. is your next court date.
You have a seat, please. The judge is right there.
Hold on a second. Sir, what is your full name, please?
Alexandro Joseph Woody Jr.
You are charged with 1 count of unlawful possession of a dangerous, possession of sale or manufacture of a dangerous drug. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. And I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office, and then I will hear from your attorney. Looks like Mr. Woody, you also have you're on release status for 2 separate felony charges. Prosecutor's office, county attorney.
Judge, we're asking for a $5,000 bond instead of a no bond hearing. As you just noted, he is on release in 2 other pending felony matters where he posted bonds in those cases in the amount of $7,500. We're not asking to go forward with the no bond hearing at this time. We're just asking for a $5,000 bond.
Defense counsel.
Your Honor, I know that it's customary not to argue bond, but it is my job. And I am going to ask that you please allow Mr. Woody the opportunity. While he has the other pending matters, he's posted a bond on those. We're asking that you allow him pretrial services release on this one. But I certainly understand the state's request, and we would rather a financial amount for bond than a no bond.
Mr. Woody, your bond set at $5,000 cash because of your 2 pending felonies and warrants in those 2 cases. Public Defender's Office is appointed. Preliminary hearing is September 12th, 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Thank you. All right, everyone's excused. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Judge.
Good night.